Hey guys, so I wanted to show you guys this information here. This is something a little different. This is a question that was asked in the Reddit chat room for the Idaho murders. It says, "What is a victim's notification form?" and was filed early in the Koberger case. And I guess they're asking, was it filed early in the Koberger case? Many of us heard that Ann Taylor was actually seeking the names, addresses, and telephone numbers of the victims, the remaining victims in the house, and other witnesses to this crime. And so this person was saying, I overlooked this when I watched the first time, but I'm curious about it. Lawyer briefly fields questions regarding DM, which is Dylan Mortensen. The question does not concern the probable cause affidavit. It's asked during the podcast around 1:30. They put the link here. It says, in what type of situation would prosecutors file a victim's notification form? Just wondering, because there is one filed on the court document website naming the roommate that saw BK that night. Thank you for all you do. And so I was reading through the comments here, and I came across this one. It's pretty lengthy, but so much more informative than really any of the other comments below. And this one basically says, as a victim of a crime, you have the following rights: to be treated as with fairness, respect, dignity, and privacy throughout the criminal process, permitted to be present at all criminal justice proceedings, entitled to a timely disposition of the case, provide prior notification of trial, appellate, and parole proceedings. Upon request, provide information about the sentence, incarceration, or release of the defendant. Heard upon request at all criminal justice proceedings considering a plea of guilty, sentencing, incarceration, or release of the defendant unless manifest injustice would result. To be informed of a possible plea agreement by the prosecuting attorney prior to the entry into the agreement in criminal or juvenile offenses involving crimes of violence, sex, crimes against children. Allow to refuse an interview, ex parte contact, or other requests by the defendant or other persons acting on behalf of the defendant unless such request is authorized by law. Consulted by a pre-sentence investigator during the preparation of the pre-sentence report, and shall be allowed to read the report prior to the sentencing hearing. Assured the expeditious return of any stolen or other personal property by law enforcement agency when no longer needed as evidence. Notified whenever the defendant or suspect is released or escapes from custody. After a complaint is filed, you will receive a victim's right notification form in the mail. In order to be awarded these rights, you must promptly complete the form and mail it to the county prosecutor. So I am very curious if Dylan Mortensen has done that, or if somebody has done that on her behalf. But as a victim of a crime and a witness to this crime, it seems very uncomfortable, at least for me, for the attorney of the defendant that did these horrible atrocities have, my address, my phone number, and my full name, my full legal name. That it gives me heartburn. If people are just tuning in and curious about what the Idaho murders are, the Idaho murders are 4 college students between 20 and 21 that were murdered in their sleep on November 13th in the early morning hours of 4 a.m. to 4:25 a.m. in the morning. Later, it was known that a PhD in criminology major over at Wazoo, which is the Washington State University, is the person that law enforcement believes committed these atrocities. So this is just a little more information. This is related to the victim's notification form, and I'm curious if Dylan Mortensen or Bethany Funk has filled this form out and promptly returned it to the prosecutor. Let me know your thoughts. Is this something that you think that they should be filing with the courts? And if so, do you think they have? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget, there's a little notification bell there on the side. Turn that to all so you don't miss any great updates on the Idaho 4 case and the other cases that we are currently covering. God bless you, and until next time, be safe.